Can a $300 gaming computer give you the ultimate gaming experience you're looking for? Let's go ahead and express our thoughts in today's video. With the increased pricing of home consoles, no wonder many people are getting into PC gaming nowadays. At that price point, might as well get yourself a PC because, you're going to get a better experience and you have more control of what you want to do next when it comes to PC. When you get a console, you really can't do much with it. You're kind of just stuck with whatever it comes with, and you got to pay a monthly subscription. So that right there is really digging into people's pockets. But PC gaming gives you that freedom. It gives you the freedom of having a budget of your choice. Now, a $300 budget is pretty tight, but it's not impossible. Don't worry. I'm going to go over all the possibilities that you or the routes that you can take to get into a $300 gaming PC today. Now, what you've been waiting for, we're going to go ahead and start with the first thing you're going to want to buy when getting into a $300 build. So, the first thing you'll want to get is a business desktop. I mentioned this on my previous video, but we're going to go further in detail in this one. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the computer screen and show you which one I got and which one I recommend you should get. So, right here is the Dell Optiplex 3040 that I ended up getting, and this is the one that I recommend. So as you can see, it has again, like I said, 3.20 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM with a 256 gigabyte SSD, which is really good. So you're already ahead of the game with the SSD. And let's not forget mouse and keyboard. It comes with a mouse and keyboard, so right there, you're saving some money. And it cocomes with Windows 10 pre-installed, so you don't really have to worry about anything. And for the price of $101, so you can see right here, for $101, you really can't beat that. And you're literally getting everything you need, the tower with the mouse and keyboard, and all you gotta do is just pretty much probably just slap in a graphics card and you're good to go. Now, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next purchase that I recommend you should get, which is the graphics card. For the graphics card, we're gonna go with a Quadro K2200. Comes with 4 gigabytes of GDDR5, which is really good, and it's for only $32.49. Right now we're at $135 or $36. So pretty much we can stop there. But we want to get the ultimate experience, right? So we don't want to be having too many challenges or setbacks. So let's go ahead and move on to the power supply. This is the power supply we're going to go with, and it's a 500 watt power supply, so way more than enough power for the rig that we're going to be starting with. Now, it's for $42.99, which is not bad, and it has good reviews. Again, when it comes to the power supply, you don't got to get too fancy with it. Just pick something that the community, trusts, and don't get a brand that many people don't really know about. This seems to be a brand that people know about and trust. And again, don't really get too deep into if it's like, 80 bronze this or whatnot. That doesn't affect the performance of the games, just more like the power efficiency, just about that. So something to keep in mind. Now you're probably wondering, why are we getting a power supply if the computer we're buying comes with everything we need? Well, so we're actually going to get this power supply and all the components from the Dell computer and put it into the new case. Now, I'll do a separate video, a tutorial on how to do that. But again, right now we're just talking about this. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. Now, for the case that I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and get this DIY PC black steel case. And it's an ATX mid-tower. If you don't know what ATX means, that's pretty much the size of the computer, or the tower, or the case that you're getting. Again, we're not going to get too deep into that. I'm going to make a separate video once I get all my parts in, and I'm going to make a complete tutorial on that. Right now, I'm just showing you the parts that I recommend for you to get for this $300 build. So, right here. This is the case. Very simple, very basic, comes with enough fans that we need, and again, ATX, remember that. Okay, the power supply that we got, it's at their ATX power supply. So that means that's the size of the power supply, and that's going to fit into this ATX chassis right here. So just keep that in mind. So now, moving on to the next component that we're going to be getting. Now, let's go ahead and talk some storage. While the Dell computer that you're going to be getting comes with an SSD. It doesn't come with a lot of storage. It's only about 240 gigabytes of storage. So that's going to fill up pretty quick. So getting something like this right here, a 1 terabyte hard drive, is going to be enough to compensate for the lack of storage on the SSD. And it's only $39.73, so let's go ahead and just round it off to 40 bucks, and that puts us at a total of $265. So we still got a little bit more money to spend, within the $300 budget. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next thing that we're going to get. Now the last thing we're going to get is going to be a monitor for your gaming rig, right? You can't game without a monitor. Now unless you want to game on a TV, which I do not recommend, get yourself a monitor. Which one? Well, that's going to be up to you because there's so many of them out there. Like literally, if I were to try to pick one out for you, that's going to be kind of hard because you're going to have to decide if you're going to want to shout out the extra money to get a better monitor or use the remainder of the $300 budget, just get whatever monitor you can get. Now, I'm going to give you some advice. I found a good monitor at Goodwill for 12 bucks and it came with a stand and adjustable everything. This monitor right here, it's amazing. It's a 22-inch Dell monitor at 1080p and it's at 60 hertz. So, I mean, it's more than enough for my needs and what I'm looking for. Now, of course, if you want something with a higher refresh rate, you're going to have to spend a little extra money. But for now, I recommend going to your local Goodwill and finding a Dell monitor that has at least an HDMI port or display port to hook up your computer to. Other than that, the monitor, I'll let you decide and do your own research on that. Now that I've shown you all the parts to get to complete a $300 budget build, let's go ahead and talk about the price real quick. I'm at $265 right now. Now the monitor I got was 12 bucks. I'm going to round it off to 15 just to make the math easy. That puts me at 280 bucks total spent, right? And that's how much I spent. I'm just waiting on the parts to get here so I can put everything all together. Right now I only have the computer. I'm still waiting for the graphics card, power supply, case, and so on and so forth. But I'll be making a separate video once all those parts get here and showing you how to put everything together. So don't worry about that. Until then, thank you so much for watching the video and thank you so much for getting this far. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. I'd like to hear from you. And that being said, I would like to thank you for allowing me for expressing my thoughts through technology. Bye bye.